Hey everyone, and welcome to another special edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Before I tell you my thoughts on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, let me just say that this has been a great weekend. We witnessed NXT history at Battleground. I still can't believe Trick Williams, by the way, happy birthday, Trick, is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. That is crazy. Last night, TNA's Joe Hendry in the main event, as predicted, went up against Trick Williams and was successful. And that sent shockwaves across the whole wrestling universe. Also, let me just say a lot of great things happened in the women's division. That match between Kalani Jordan and Sol Roca was amazing, especially that moonsault that Sol Roca did. Also, congratulations, Sol, for winning. I was actually rooting a bit for Kalani, but congratulations, Sol, for winning. That was a great moonsault, by the way. Speaking of moonsaults, that corkscrew moonsault like move that Stephanie Vakir did at the end of her match last night was also a thing of beauty. By the way, congratulations to one of my favorite AEW female wrestlers, Monet, on becoming the women's Owen Hart Cup winner. And back to NXT, Stephanie Vakir was amazing, and Booker T is still having orgasms from that kiss of death. No. Devil's Kiss is what the move is called. The move is called the Devil's Kiss, and everyone loves it. And Booker T loves it for obviously lustful reasons. How is he and Charmel getting through? I doesn't matter to me. You know what he always says: concern yourself with business that concerns you. But moving forward, tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, we opened up the show with Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins is a little bit confused because he can't seem to understand whose side the crowd is on. Is the crowd, 1 minute the crowd is singing his theme song, the next minute they're chanting, "Forget you, Rollins." And I'm going to say "forget you" to keep this a little bit PG, but the fans were chanting "Forget you, Rollins." And Seth called it out. Of course, we have new ally member Bronson Reed. And every time I see Bronson Reed, I just wish Wade Barrett were calling commentary for Raw so he can say "Tsunami." I used to love when he did that. However, Wade Barrett is not here on Raw. However, there's a lot of other greats that are. Seth Rollins claimed that he was going to punch his ticket to Money in the Bank to be a contender in that match, and he did, because thanks to Simp19 Dom, Seth Rollins curve stumped Finn Balor in a great triple threat match that also involved Sami Zayn. And thanks to that, Seth Rollins called his shot and delivered and will be going to Money in the Bank, but not before CM Punk gets his licks in, giving Seth Rollins a GTS. It's a miracle CM Punk is here after being crushed by Bronson Reed a couple of days ago. But I'm really looking forward to seeing that, because this is what I think. I can't make a prediction because it's not completely full yet. But I have a feeling we're going to see Roman Reigns return that Money in the Bank just to ensure that Seth Rollins doesn't win. And I'm sorry, but I'm thinking, what if we've had a lot of great WrestleMania rematches take place at SummerSlam. You have Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. You have your Randy Orton versus Undertaker, Eddie versus Rey Mysterio, just to name a couple of few. It's a couple of great matches that happened at WrestleMania that end up taking place at SummerSlam, including Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, just to name another few. Nonetheless, it inspired me because I'm thinking, what if we get Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, SummerSlam, rematch from WrestleMania. Or better yet, I don't know because all three of these guys are fighting with Seth. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe CM Punk and Roman Reigns will align themselves. I don't know. But I do know this. There's a lot of problems in the Judgment Day because Raquel, not Raquel, Liv Morgan is back. I don't know what she was filming, but Liv Morgan is back and isn't having it with Roxanne Perez, giving Simp 19 Dom all the chicken nuggets in the world. She's just not with it. And unfortunately, even though Roxanne tried to get in her good graces, it worked against her because now Raquel is taking the blame from Liv, saying, Liv, you should have known, Raquel, you should have known better. Liv is on Roxanne's side. What is going on here? A lot of strangeness going on in the Judgment Day. That is the most unstable. Things were halfway stable when Priest and Rhea Ripley were running the show. But now without the two top forces, Rhea and Priest, running the show, it's not been the same. Now, moving forward, Raquel, we have Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. That match is going to happen at Money in the Bank. That means, I don't have a prediction yet, but that means either Valkyria is going to raise Becky Lynch's hand or Becky Lynch is going to run out of chances and Valkyria is going to have a perfect clean sweep just like Cody Rhodes did against Seth and Batista did to Triple H. That wasn't until WrestleMania 35. Penta is going to Money in the Bank. We had a triple threat match between Penta, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable, who is that masked luchador, by the way. Chad Gable is the masked man. We all know that. But of course, Dragon Lee diving from the ring onto the announce table was also an amazing thing of beauty. And I can't wait to see the highlights that Penta uses at Money in the Bank, because I know having someone like Penta at the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men is going to be amazing. That's going to be amazing. And of course, Chad Gable has more problems since he attacked one of the guys from Lucha Libre, AAA, at ringside. You don't do that. That being said, I think I have covered everything that there is to cover. And New Day are still tag team champions after the triple threat match. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw? Until next time, I'm your host, Stephen Cody, giving commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. I'll see you next time. Before I go, I would like to take a moment to give you guys a little bit of an inspiration. This is a little segment I would like to call, What Can We Learn from Pro Wrestling? Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, we saw a surprise return of Liv Morgan, who was more than upset to see Simp 19 Dom taking gifts, aka chicken nuggets, from Roxanne Perez and taking shoulder rubs. This offended Liv Morgan because she was on Liv's boyfriend, Dominic Mysterio, aka I call Simp 19. Here's the issue with that amazes me. Didn't you, Liv, steal Simp 19 Dom from his former girlfriend, Rhea Ripley, who once stole Dominic from a happy household? Moral of the story, you can't build your house destroying someone else's. Remember that lesson, folks. If you dated a cheater and made him cheat, he'll cheat on you. Peace out, folks.